So I picked a spot. I've no idea what I'm casting onto. I think pretty much slap bang low water now. There's a few dolphins out there, which is not the best sign. Signs there's fish, but they're being chased. Let me grab a reel. I forgot my tripod. I forgot all kinds. But to be fair, this is just an hour or two away from camp, just to see what this beach looks like on low water. With the plan, I'm coming back tonight and I'm trying it properly. They're my clips. The end of the eyes on these continental rods don't allow for the clips that I like to pass through them, so I'm constantly having to take them off and put them back on. But yeah, I've never fished this beach before. Never been on it. It looks to me like a good flatty beach. There's feck all surf. The wind's off my back. And going off what I caught on the boat, obviously I was getting bream about a mile that way. There's a chance of bream. Said flatties, rays. Someone said that they get taupe off here, but I've not really got the bait for that, and I'll show you for why in a minute. The bait that I have got is mackerel and squid, so it really is a scratching session now. Dabs, turbot maybe. Wouldn't mind a weaver. You'll get weavers here, I'm sure of it. I've not had a weaver for the hunt yet. I've not got any scissors with it. That's my clip on. Rig wise on that, get the magic rig wallet out. I'm thinking just a little scratching. Little pop-up style. It's a clip rig, so I can give that a good felt. It's got 2 pop-ups per hook and it's a size 6 chinny. So I'm going to bite one of the pop-ups off on each one. So with the size of baits that I want, I don't actually want these. That's just got a single pop-up on that now. And this one soon will have as well. 2 on now. There we go. That's a little 2 up clip Bream rig. That's on there. That'll be fished with a little 3-ounce flame. Now the only bait that I've got is some minging squid and that much mackerel. And that's all I brought down. Bit of mackerel, couple of lads, and my rig wallet. Obviously I've got my box because I've got bits and bats in there. What lead do I want? I'm going to go for a white lead. And I got here on Saturday. It's now Wednesday, and that Cedra box, I think it's the 18-litre one, with obviously regular changes of the ice packs, has kept everything frozen. 2 little bits of mackerel, pop them on. Any dabs, turbot, anything like that about, we'll snap that up. And weavers. No bait elastic. That's how that's going on. Move on the bottom. Really basic fishing this, which is pretty much all the fishing I ever do. It's really basic fishing. Very primitive. Little chunk of mackerel on each. We'll clip that up. That's that clipped up. And then we'll send it out. Guess who has forgot his casting sling? So I'm going to have to use my crabbing glove. This is just one of them. So I use straight braid on these. I don't want to end up with any injury. Now, do I put my waders on and wade out to get a bit more distance? Yes, I do, because it looks very shallow, that. Tide's coming in quite nicely, rolling in. The dolphins are still out there playing, but they are quite far away. I won't be able to show you them. The guy in the tackle shot didn't do much fishing, but he said from what he's been told, you need to cast quite far here, which isn't ideal because I wouldn't say I've got a particularly big cast, but sure, if there's fish out there with them bright rigs we're using and the small baits, we should get into them. Give it a try. God, that is shallow. So that's set. You can see how far I had to wade out to get any type of depth there. I think this beach, certainly on an incoming tide, with a head-on wind, the big surf, I think it'd be good for bass. I brought a slightly stronger rod with me. Stick a double squid out, I think. Saves any rays about. Or a big chunk of mackerel. It really is just a suck it and see type thing, this. And also getting away from the mad camp for an hour or two. I might take the little sieve out later, try and get some fresh mackerel for tonight. We'll see. Or I might drink more sex on the beaches. It seems to be the camp drink for 2025, and go crabbing with the kids. There is a brisk wind, so it's coming off my left shoulder now, so it's off my back, which you can see the sea's calm enough. It'd be safe to go out in the sieve, whether or not I can be arsed. But anyway, I'm going to get this bigger rod set up, move my stuff back because it's already started coming in, and I'll bring you back. So we've already moved back once. That tide's coming in nicely. I walked to a bit of the beach initially where we set up that looked like there was a few gullies, and I was right, the gullies are filling up. They look like nice gullies. So the water's just coming over them now. This is the second rod, the one that the slightly heavier rod. It's a Dio tournament. I've put a loop rig on. Again, both with mackerel. Size 1 B940s. And I've, like I said, just about covered the hooks with a nice sliver of mackerel. The loop rig's something that I've only just started using, really. It's basically a one up, one down. But the tying of it just means that the rig's a lot more compact. Your baits are closer to the lead, like that. And you fish your both baits on the bottom. And this is just going out there for the flats to see if there's any turbot, flounder, dabs. It'd be a big dab to take that, but they've got big mouths. Nothing's happened on that yet, unless I've missed a bite. I forgot my polarised glasses, so I'm squinting. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's just nice to go on a different beach. I love my beach fishing. Like I said, I'd always rather have crab and ragworm, but I can do that in Anglesey. I can target the hounds and the bass on Anglesey. There's plenty of them. Nice turbot, nice flats, flounder. Yeah, and bream. See if I can pick a bream up off the shore. It's just about trying somewhere different. And like I said, I'm here for a week anyway. The kids are doing my fucking bouncing, so I'd rather be here catching nothing than giving them money hand over fist for the arcades. But no, Shell Island's mint. We have a meet up every year with family from England. I thought I saw something out of my peripheral, it isn't. But anyway, I'm gonna belt this out as much as I can, and probably won't put this one out as far actually. The fish are going to be coming in, feeding in these gullies. Yeah, give it a little long. So I didn't wade out for that. And also to give it a little lob, I did give it some welly that, and I kind of kept my finger on it a bit too longer than I should have done. And I pulled it left, which isn't a problem because there's nobody else fishing. And my casting with multipliers has been horrendous recently. I need to do some work with that. Uncle Steve needs to take me out. But even though I did give that some welly, it still won't be in deep water, that. Obviously, I waded the other one out and I gunned that one. So yeah, get this in a tripod, get ourselves composed, and wait for these gullies to fill up. Like I said, I forgot my polarised, I've forgot my casting sling, your willy warmer thing. But you've just got to make do, aren't you? I'd be happy with any fish from here now. I'm only going to be here for an hour or two. It looks like a really nice beach. I think I've found the spot that I want to fish on the incoming tide into darkness. It's only a 5-minute walk from the car, which is on my my limit of what I will walk. I've got my electric scooter, but the sand at the top's a bit soft. Yeah, loving it. Really chilled, really nice fishing. Watching the dolphins. There is a guy to my right fishing with his daughter. Looks like they're doing a bit of surface low fishing. I am going to go and find that nudist beach later. I think, because I'm on the south beach now, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's further south. I think it's, fuck knows, it's left. And apparently it's all sectioned off. So I will genuinely go and fish on the nudist beach naked. Probably won't film it, obviously. I have to pixelate out a very small area. But yeah, I've always wanted to go on there anyway. It's probably full of old people with saggy tits, like, but... Oh, I'm pretty certain my right rod, the little one that we put out, it's just had a little bite. Or it's picked up some weed on the line. Nope, it's a bite. It's gotta be. That's gotta be a bite. I'm not sure. I can't see any weed on the main line. Hopefully, a dab's found it. Or a little flounder. Like I said, there's no weed on the beach. There is a bit of weed right at the top. But we're on small tides, small but building tides. These gullies are filling in quite quick now. So I'm going to have to move back. Let's just see if that materialises into a little fish. I'm hesitant to reel it in because I obviously, I whacked that right out. I gave that everything I could after wading out. So that's out there some distance, that. I think that might be in a bit of depth. And I don't want to bring it in on the off chance there might be a little fish on there. So I'm going to wait and see if I can see any clear indications before reeling that in, because there's no way I'm going to get that out into that kind of depth of water. Speaking to a lad on the boats who does fish a bit further up the beach, he said there isn't really much crab activity here, certainly not this time of year. So I'm quite confident that I can leave the baits out. There's something happening with it. What I'll do, I'll move my box back and then I'll tighten into it, just see if I can feel any weight on the end of it. Well, it does feel like there's a bit of weight on there. Could be weed. Absolutely not. Oh, bit of weed around the lead. Bottom bait doesn't look like it's been touched, but the top one does. Looks like it's had a little bit of a maul. We'll see. Could have just been the shape of the lead, might have been buried in, made it feel heavy at the start. But I don't know, I just felt like that was definitely some activity going on. Anyway, I'm going to shut up, conserve battery, and the next time I bring you back, I'll have a fucking massive flounder in my hands. Yeah, absolutely nothing on that. Come back just as good as they went out. So what I might do with them, I'm not even going to rebait it. Still a bit of life in them. Just pop it 50 yards out into that gully. Gonna have another 20 minutes here, I think. Go back, get some dinner, have a cocktail, and then work out what I'm doing. I think I've pretty much talked myself out of going out on the sib today. I can't be arsed. I might come back here in a few hours, see if a bit more water and a bit less light makes a difference. I'm very surprised there's not a dab or a flounder. Whether or not they switch on a bit higher up in the tide, I'm not sure. There's also a few fitties walking up and down. A few fitties on the beach. Must be cold in the bikinis. It's keeping me entertained anyway. Them sand dunes are awesome. We went for a proper drive around Shell Island before. Been here a few times. I've never actually driven around it. Massive. This beach sweeps round for, I don't know, a couple of miles. It's a good sized beach. Definitely looks fishy. Probably the wrong condition. Well, not probably, these are the wrong conditions. But there'll still be fish out there. There's water, there's fish. I've not seen any indications on that, so just moving that bait might instigate something. You never know. Do the same with this one, I think. Now, because I want both baits on the bottom, I want the rod to be straight. I don't want them bowled over. I want them to be connected, so not a massive bow in the line. But I want all them baits on the bottom. And in such shallow water, if you've got a big arch at the end of the rod and a load of tension from the end of it to your rig, you've got to have one bait up in the water. So what I have just dug out is a little earth rig. A very little earth rig. So it's a 2 below. 5-inch snood there and about a foot away. There's another one. Whole thing in total, it's about 2.5, 3 foot. Bit of mackerel, maybe a bit of squid just at the bottom, just to flap about. And I'm gonna overhead thump that out into the little gullet, see if there's a flatty in there for me, because I don't want to be defeated. I don't want to go home without fish. The squid smells alright, it's going red, perfectly. It is manky, but it's all I've got, because like I said, we're on day 4 or day 5 now, and stuff's starting to defrost. There is a bait shop, there's a camping and fishing shop on the island, but it isn't the cheapest, like most things on Shell Island, sadly. It's a brilliant place, but it isn't the cheapest. I will try show you a bit of the tackle shop. I'm not a fan of going in and just starting filming places. I'm not very confident in that sense. But that's what that's going to look like anyway. Tiny bit of mackerel on a size 4 B940. I am going to whip it on. I'm going to put a squid tentacle at the bottom just to flap about in the tide. This is medium elastic, probably a bit thick for this. I'd like some really fine stuff, but it'll work. There's an argument that sometimes the smaller fish, they feel the elastic on the teeth when they're plucking at the bait and it puts them off. I could quite well agree with that, maybe. I will finish that. I'll show you now with a single squid tentacle. Just through there. There we go. That'll flutter about. Hopefully attract something. So that is the complete rig. Them two will be sat within half a foot of each other, fluttering about. And hopefully, any flatfish will come along and pick that up. Sorry for the weird camera angle. Looks like I'm having a poo, doesn't it? Well, I am absolutely buzzing. I've got a big ball of weed on the top, and I've got one of my targets. Now, I'm not going to touch this, and I'm going to be very careful if I do. But that is a little weaver. Buzzing. That has made this session more than worthwhile. That is one of the 2 things I came down here looking for. Now, I'm not going to get my hands too close to that. I'll show you the spikes on the back of it. They're up there. You can see them. Them black spikes there, you see them better. They are full of toxins. Now, if you hold them like that, come on. You hold them like that, you're pushing that down. There we go. That's the hook out of him. That there is beautiful. Now, they are lovely looking fish. Look at the teeth on them. But that, I've heard, has hospitalised people before. Winnie included. Yeah, I'm going to get a picture for my species one. It's not a blank. And it's a target achieved. So let's get my species card. Get that rig out of the way. So there's my Anglesey Tight Lines species card. Oh, let's get him on there. And let's get a picture. So, I am reeling these in. I've not seen any bites. Although that's heavy again. Might be a bit more weed. And I'm going to go regroup and see if there's anything else or anywhere else on the island I can go for a fish. With weed, or is it another little fish? It's a fish. It's another weaver. There we go. With all these people on the beach, I hope they're all wearing suitable footwear. That's the second weaver I've had. Now he's just waiting to put them up. Spike me square in the fucking hand. There we go. Get out of there. There we are. He's off the hook. Pop him back.